Tell here. Just have a quick one for you. This one should only be a couple minutes. Um, if you haven't seen kind of what I shared this weekend, I was talking a lot about quite a few details on AMC's business model, both pre and post COVID, and what the differences are, and why the financials, not just someone's argument, but the actual financials show that they've been positioning themselves to be more profitable, I believe, post COVID than they were pre COVID. You can go through, find that Reddit to see kind of the details, or you can find the other YouTube video. Uh, there's a couple things that I was thinking today that I didn't share over the weekend that I want to just share here. One is about the rent, as you can see, and then I'll hit one other topic. So, just real quick, let's just dive right into the details of that. So, you can take these numbers straight from their financial filings, as always. You guys know if you followed me, I'm sharing provable facts here. I'm not just making something up. So, if you look at the four quarters in 2019, you can see their average rent was $242 million a quarter. If you look at the most recent filed four quarters, their average rent has been 219 million. So you can see that's a significant drop. And then what's more, and so that's about like a 10% drop. What's more is, I would say even the latest two quarters, that's I think 223 and 222 were the numbers there. I would kind of look more at that line because if you think through the past, as they were reopening from COVID, and then you can even see why I didn't show the rest of 21 or 2020, those rent numbers were actually quite a bit lower. So I'm not even showing you a picture that would have painted it, even more rosy. But that's because they were obviously working with willing partners who owned all that real estate, the mall real estate, their lease owners, because they were getting like deferred rents and just sort of help to survive. And then what's more, we had lockdowns, not even all their properties were open, things like that. But even if you just go, all right, they've been fully open through this time period, their rents have kind of maybe returned to some level and stabilized, but they're still considerably lower. That's probably like 8% lower or something than pre-COVID on one of their biggest expense line items. Obviously rent is a big deal for them. And if you think it through too, it's logical in a post-COVID world, if you're a big property owner, let's say a mall or something like that, you don't just have AMC as your tenant. You've got other stores all around you. And so just think of the idea of an anchor store. And I think I shared this, the longer video I had, I went through the entire 2023 forecast. Check that out sometime if you're curious to find out if AMC is going to be profitable yet or not. I did a pretty big teardown, and I think I might have hit in there, take my AMC, for example. When my family and I go, I often take us out to like a restaurant. My AMC is at kind of a nicer outdoor mall, and it's got other shops and restaurants and things around. So those neighbors to AMC are benefiting because AMC is bringing the movie traffic, but I go for more than a movie. I end up going, there's a grocery store there. Sometimes we hit the restaurant. And so the point is they're getting favorable negotiations on their rents because they're bringing traffic. And so I think that's one reason that, first of all, landlords love an anchor store that brings traffic. And then that anchor store benefits from having the ability to kind of negotiate a bit on rents. So this is just one other item that I hadn't included over the weekend to show demonstrably, provably, AMC's post-COVID business model looks more profitable than pre-COVID as Hollywood's supply chain, ramps back up. The other thing, and you can see why I chose this picture that I forgot to share over the weekend as a pre-COVID versus post-COVID comparison. If you don't know, AMC has a deal with a movie chain in Saudi Arabia, and you see they're using the AMC name. So that's not any risk really to AMC. They're not owning any properties or operating those sites. It's just a licensing deal. So they're really just getting a check written to them, every business period just for letting them use the AMC name. And that would be one more thing that is better post-COVID than it was pre-COVID. So just wanted to share those couple things with you. Continue to encourage you to dig into the details so that Shorty can't be lying to you. But it's just obvious, and check out the other video I had that just proves AMC is just not in a pre-COVID business.